He's our golden boy, and he's so talented. But I think with the solo one is also always very nice. You can see individual members input, and maybe I think he does listen to this kind of music, the Western music and pop, and probably this is something he wanted to do. I think at this point of his career, it's not like they can tell him what to do. But I remember the Calcomania being such a beautiful song, just a demo he wrote and put out, and obviously if he wants to, I wish I could hear more songs like that. Oh yeah, Euphoria, beautiful as well. He's such a talented, and they're back next month, so
I'm excited.
Looking forward to more solo, and obviously BTS comeback as well.
I bet they'll do like a very big V live.
Ooh, yes, and the fans will go crazy. But
I would go crazy.
One day we'll set away bell songs to kiss a girl.
Hi guys, welcome to Comeback Corner with yours truly, M. ZUZU's long gone, we've kicked her out. She was saying too much controversial stuff. But if you want her, we can bring her back.
Nah guys, it's a joke. I would never be out. You cannot kick me out that easily.
She can
I'm
be
back. I'm back to say all the controversial things this week.
Oh well, we love controversies, don't we?
A bit of a controversial topic this week, isn't it? Because I mean, it's something you really want to do, but I'm sorry for stopping you. But the topic today is going solo.
I'm going solo.
You wish. Not yet. But who knows? Yeah. So maybe we can recap last week's episode. What did we talk about?
So we talked about comebacks in general, like people coming back, debuting even with their albums, and how it was faring in like the charts and how the sales were looking, the music videos, everything. So last week we also talked about the most recent comeback was 17 comeback. So
yeah, I think at the time when we recorded that episode,
we were still waiting for music video.
Yeah, the album wasn't out yet. It was at the time I think we had all the teasers out.
Yeah.
And we were waiting impatiently waiting. But at this time we are filming it on Friday. So the music video, it came out on Monday. We put out our music video reaction. Check it out, guys.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and we thought because we love 17 so much.
Yeah. What's not to love about them?
Yeah, I think it's something we mentioned from the very beginning. We've got this need to talk about it. Like K-pop, but probably mostly 17 all the time.
Yeah.
So I got a new idea. So we can just get it, off our mind. We can kind of fulfill our desire to
talk about 17.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought we can add a weekly segment
just to talk about them.
Just to talk about them. And because episode first, we mentioned like we have our bias.
Yeah.
And we have our like bias record
lines.
It's like a bias lineup.
Plural.
So and to be fair, you can go for it.
Our digital light transformation cameraman.
We still haven't figured out how to do it without having to touch it all the time. But hopefully when we learn about technology. Okay, going back. Our new segment is M and ZUZU's weekly 17 bias line update. I think it's a bit of a long name, but
17
we can work on it.
Line update.
Weekly bias line update. Yes.
If you guys know any like short forms or anything, you can just like suggest us.
Let us know. But just bias line update, we can leave it like that.
Yeah.
And we thought in this episode, this segment, again, my brain's not working when we record that.
When is it ever working?
Wow. It's tough at work these days, Okay. Yeah, so in this segment, I'm gonna like focus.
Yes, this is important segment. This is what we love.
This is a very important segment. This is something we can yap about for hours.
Hours
we're gonna spare you that, and we're just gonna leave it as a small segment. We can talk weekly, get our 17 thoughts of our chest, and then we can go back to the main topic because we don't want to limit ourselves just to 17.
Oh yeah, definitely. We want to explore more in K-pop.
Yeah, so we're just gonna talk what happened in 17,
What, why, where?
why we're in 17, how it affected our lineup. Maybe let's remind people our original lineup we
Oh, yeah.
started with 2-3 weeks ago, because I think that's changed a lot since then. So let's go back to our original initial lineup we
Yeah.
start with. Go with
ZUZU
yours.
recap. I am a Mingyu biased person.
Mm.
He's handsome. He's just too handsome for me, and he's got nice muscles.
Okay, perfect. Who's your bias wrecker?
Okay, it changes all the time.
No, like we're going back episode 1. What you
Okay.
said, and then we're gonna go to our update.
Okay, my bias breaker is probably Dino because of his beautiful smile.
Mm.
Then I have Hoshi because of his agenda. And then I've got, okay, so, but my ultimate wrecker would be Scoopy as
Yes,
Scoops.
Scorpio was there. I remember.
Yeah, so Scoopy's
I
like.
think you mentioned DK, perhaps. You had Vernon in your
Vernon!
initial.
Why do I keep forgetting about
I
him?
see, you took it from me. I think my initial was Wano number 1, my ultimate bias.
Okay.
Then I had DK.
Mm.
Then I had Hoshi, or maybe Hoshi and Jun, I think. And
Yeah,
I think I
think
put Scoopy like it's a ultimate bias wrecker. He doesn't like he's not in any ranking because he's like beyond that. He's a just ultimate bias wrecker.
I mean, I think he's everyone's bias wrecker.
Yeah, so it's this week. It's a lot has happened
Yeah,
in the
true.
17 universe. We've been fed very well with all the content. So what happened that's affected your
My new.
bias lineup, or has it changed at all, and why?
Okay. Probably like Mingyu is still my bias. He's forever my bias. I like people who are born in 97.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
And I feel like, so my next bias wrecker would be Scoopy. He, because of his long hair in the music video, it kind of took over the whole lineup that I had. So it's him.
He's been looking beautiful. I get it.
And
I gotta
then
say.
his visuals are just giving. And I'm taking. So that's one of the reasons. Like, Scoopy, you're my ultimate bias wrecker. Second place would still be like Dino because of his cute smile. Yeah. Third would be Hoshi. So it hasn't changed much.
Not much, no. Has anyone like really stood out for you last week, or?
I think Wonu stood out the most because of the music video.
Yeah.
I know he's your bias, but oh my god, just Wonu in a bike. Just put him in a bike anywhere and everywhere. He
True.
looks good.
True, and we were watching music video, and I was like, oh, there's so many people looking so good. It's like, wow, amazing. But one on the bike, it like just signified him being my bias. No one can beat one in my heart. And we were watching a performance, and I was even Minky was doing Wano's part. I was like, oh, I wish I could see Wano doing that. He would kill it
Yeah.
live, because obviously he's in the music video and on the album.
Oh, Akira moves, yes. He would kill it.
I don't know if there's Shakira moves in that one, but I bet he would kill it.
Or maybe
Um,
Wonu in crop top and in that music video.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. And I'm not sure he would wear more crop tops. Maybe it was the thing of the past. But who knows? You know, he'll be back from military. We'll see what
Soon.
changes. But he's still my bias, and him in that music video. Wow, mind blown.
Yeah.
Any changes in my bias? You know what, DK, I would probably he's still up there because of the music video again.
Ending fairy
The
moment.
ending, we were just at awe of his face, his beauty. I think we watched it like twice. That's in our reaction video, and every time it was like, whoa, he's glowing. He's so beautiful, and
What are the secrets? I wanna know.
just being a nice, good person. It comes from within, you know. He's our happy virus. He is. And it shows in his beauty as well. But one person I gotta say, you know what? I think it proves karma in a way because you remember you said now. I said it the first episode. I keep forgetting about Vernon. Vernon was never in my bias lineup. I said I keep forgetting about it. No, not in a really bad way. I was just like, we were checking things. It's like we won't check each member, and then like after when we're done, I was like, oh, Vernon, we haven't done Vernon or something. And since then, I gotta say, Vernon, I think he entered my bias lineup. I think he did. It's like a very weird story. My brother said something, and then something popped up, and I feel like, wow, maybe it's destiny. And then I've been obsessed with Vernon since. And I love he's such a unique person, and he's just so true to himself. He doesn't care, and
Yeah, no nonsense attitude is the best attitude.
yeah, I really love his attitude. I love how, like, it takes a lot of confidence to be like that, like so true to yourself, and he's very unique, but he just embraces it. He doesn't care what other people would think,
Yeah,
and like
that's very nice of him.
yeah, and I just love his attitude and like how passionate he is about things, and which some people like they wouldn't even admit, like, but he just doesn't care. He's like being himself, and I love it. So Vernon's
He's a boy,
definitely entering
and he
my
uses
lineup.
Chat GPT like us.
Oh yeah, I love that he did that code. I don't know what's the like
Code.
code whatever, with where you go through your like you show your phone away, but you text the other person, you have to guess.
But then his
I
phone
loved
apps
it.
are very organized.
I was so impressed, and then I saw he's got this like those folders or groups, and he had the messaging ones, and I was so impressed how little of the notification this guy had, like 300 something. Me, even like just email, I don't have it organized. It's like over 2,000.
Yeah, same. I feel like he's very organized person, and we just take him for granted.
Yeah, he's very impressive. So Vernon, you're in my bias lineup now.
Vernon, you'll come there as soon as you grow your hair more.
Oh yeah, that was our friend Kamal. She kicks him out of her bias lineup. We're gonna expose Kamal here because she actually watches. Hi Kamal. She had him like as her bias wrecker, and then when he cut his hair,
He buzz cut his hair. She lost all interest in
Yeah.
him.
she said he cannot be in her bias lineup until he grows his hair back.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Kamal's gone. You've got me, Vernon.
I
I don't know. I don't know if it's a better option.
Komal's lately crushing over Mingyu. I'm not liking that, Komal.
Your own bias record, and they would not intervene with ours. It was such a nice arrangement between all of us, and now she's like coming for our guys.
Yeah, like, please.
Come
Joshua's just right there. He's looking at you
Joshua's
behaving
amazing.
like this.
Have you seen his whoa? Because
Whoa.
we've been vibing to it. But that's something we did. I think someone commented on our music video reaction that they did the same thing. So he definitely's got the power to get the crowd to follow him.
Whoa.
The star power, all 17 have.
Yep.
And I think we can, with that, it's a perfect point to move
Yep.
to talking more about just 17, their comeback, their music video, Thunder. What are your thoughts? We obviously posted
Music
reaction.
video reaction. I think I was very amazed by it. Like, I like the visuals. It was green for once. Like, every green color was very prominent. But then we kind of knew this already. But yeah, I feel like I was a bit jealous because I didn't get an invite to Blitz Club.
I
So
know.
17, you need to do a better job. Like, you need to invite me to Blitz Club. I can party with you guys, I'm sure.
Maybe they were recent. They didn't invite us. Maybe we're not that cool.
Ouch.
I'm not sure if we're like that good of party companions. Plus, I don't think I would handle 5 Cokes, 0 at once. So
Or 5 Monster.
5 Monsters even. Probably I would prefer to drink a Monster over Coke Zero, but 5 of them,
That's too much.
that takes so much strength of
Well,
your gut health as well.
Yeah. But how did you like the music video? How was your reaction? Like, initial
It was
thoughts?
very. I think initial thoughts. It was like very powerful, and I think initially, even when we posted that music video reaction, I think our reaction was very much from a fan perspective. So we didn't like look that much into
like
analyzing
yeah.
it and the story and what it symbolizes. But from just like initial reaction fan perspective, the visuals were just amazing, and like the power, it was like such a powerful music video.
Mm-hmm.
There was something happening all the time, and you got hooked into the storyline, and them going to the Blitz Club and that word
Getting electrocuted.
getting electrocuted. So I think it was the dare that they had to take, and going to the Blitz Club, which was kind of like, because it was like death or dare, and maybe it was like the death as well, but then they didn't actually die, they just
They were just
went
vibing.
there
Yeah.
to their B-Day party.
I bet this was Mingyu's idea for music video. He likes
club.
clubbing. Yeah.
He does like clubbing, but I think also it was such a nice way to kind of celebrate the 10th year anniversary.
Yeah.
And I'm so amazed with people who have this ability to actually analyze the music video and find all those like Easter eggs and connections to the history and just the 17, because I think we would notice things if they're
Yeah.
quite obvious. but
But yeah, we just saw it as from fan perspective. Like we didn't give much thought about like why.
yeah, and I'm not really good at it, to be fair. I have to admit, I don't really see those connections, and then someone points it out. It's like, wow, that's amazing.
I mean, well, we can learn. Obviously, we can
Yeah.
do much better job next time when there's a music video.
Yeah, I've seen this one reaction of this guy. I don't want to butcher his name, but I think it was like DG Reacts.
Mm.
The things he said, I was mind blown, and I think Cards really enjoyed it. So shout out to him. Great music
Great,
video reaction.
yeah.
I think I've seen it a few times, and the way he analyzes that music video, you should all watch it, and you should watch it as well. But a few things like he noticed and he said, I was like, wow. And then also I've seen a few things Karas pointed out in his comments. So one of them was when Scoops was dancing on the birthday cake. He said like, oh, Scoops is the cherry on top,
Oh,
which was so amazing. And I was like, wow, it's in a way it's so obvious, but I haven't noticed that.
Oh yeah, I thought he did it because he was a leader.
Yeah, but then probably might have been the case as well. But then this connection,
Cherry
it
on top,
was
yeah.
it was just wow. He used the cherry on top. He like
I like cherries.
holds everything together.
Yeah, he's such a good leader.
Yeah, and then another thing, I think it was something that a fan actually highlighted in comments. You know the Vernon part, his rockstar part. He's a great part, by the way. Like the thing that Vernon is his own doctor. So he pointed out the guy in his reaction, but then I think Card said this is actually reference to a very popular Going 17 episode.
Oh yeah,
like
I've seen that episode.
The ego.
Yeah,
I
ego.
haven't seen it.
Oh, I've seen it. I was too scared to watch it.
What happened there? Why is it the connection?
So basically, so what happens in that Going 17 episode? Everyone, like all the members, they sort of wake up in like a hospital environment
Yeah.
where they are like tied and stuff. So they have to untie it.
Oh, is it
They're-
like a mental hospital?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They have to untie themselves. They have to find keys to go to like different parts of the building.
Mm.
And it's like a storyline. It's a good one, but it's just too scary for me.
Oh, is
So I
it?
watched it like halfway there, and then yeah, I couldn't watch it.
Is Vernon a doctor in there?
Yeah, he's a doctor.
Okay, so that's the connection. And one thing I probably there's so many more, just like those little details that kind of tie to 10 years of 17.
Yeah.
But one thing I also done, I think that was an X. Someone pointed out that there are 2 points in the music video that you have some timestamp showing. So there's like the Mingyu CCTV image. And then there was also later there's some kind of like X-ray or MRI machine, and it shows like the screen of it, and there's like basically like a picture, like medical, or it was like the heart, whatever, it shows the time. And apparently if you were watching in Korea and you were watching the premiere, it was aligning with the time perfectly. So it was like 6 p.m. and it was actually 6 p.m. And then as video went by, it was 6:02, and then that I think it was a heart monitor machine, it was 6:02. So imagine like planning it, someone making that music video, because I assume this was put in post-production.
Yeah.
Putting so much thought into it that when it's gonna premiere, people are gonna watch it in Korea.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the exact time it is when the one shown on the screen.
Wow, that's like so grateful. Like, this is why I love this group so much, because they put a lot of effort into this. I'm sure it's probably like the production team and everyone. I mean, they've done an amazing job into making this music video. But also like the thought process behind it, the timings, like the little clues here and there.
Yeah, there's so many probably even more we don't know about, and it's just so well thought through.
I love this group. Oh my god, you
And then
guys.
obviously it wasn't just Thunder, not just the music video, just the whole album.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? We got 2 more theme songs. So we also got Happy Birthday,
Yeah, and bad
Influence,
bad
Bad
intentions.
Intentions. Yes, that's what we're coming here with. Bad Intentions.
Maybe
But
that's next song.
Yeah, it's gonna
Idea.
from Bad Influence to
Bad
Bad Intentions.
Intentions.
Or we gonna write a song Bad Intentions.
I have some bad intention.
Do you? I don't think I want to know.
So my current favorite that I'm looping on is 99.9% by Bono.
Yes,
I think it's such a light song. Like,
it is.
wow, like it's amazing. Like, for me, that's like the best solo song out of all the solo songs. Not that they are like bad or anything, but
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
think it's just your taste, right?
yeah, it's just my type of music that I would want to listen. Even though if I'm sad or anything, just listening to his voice and like cheerful and carefree. It was really nice. So that's on loop for now. But I actually, when I first listened to like the whole album, when we both were listening,
Yes.
Jungle was the one song that stood out then because it gave me goosebumps, like
Yeah,
legit goosebumps.
it hits hard from the very beginning and it doesn't die down. It goes throughout the whole song. It just wow.
So yeah, that was like literal goosebumps. So Scoopy, you did amazing job.
Yeah, I love Jungle as well. I love Wano's song as well. It's very I like the jazzy vibe of it. And just like a very light song, so you can just listen to it on and on.
Yeah.
One because I've been listening to the album like the whole I was trying to find my favorite and I was listening throughout the whole thing on and on, but I don't know if I have a favorite yet. Because to be fair, there are no bad songs. It's just more
Exactly.
your taste.
Yeah.
But I think since yesterday I've been really enjoying the 8th song and now my brain forgot the name.
EDM Skyfall.
Skyfall, yes, obviously.
Skyfall.
Skyfall. And for me I really like it. It was giving me kind of the vibe when you have in a way like opening song for an anime or something. I that was like my thought and I really liked it. I think it would match really well a nice anime or just like some
Yeah.
TV show or movie.
Yeah.
And I really like because Vernon and D8 they worked on
They
this
are a
together.
good combo.
They're a really good combo. I really like whatever always comes from their
Oh, I like their this one song 1, 2, 3, 4. I have been obsessed with it for a while now. It's Vernon and
yeah.
D8
I
Nyong'o.
love them together. Yeah, they such a good like creative chemistry.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Those
And
two.
I think they have like similar tastes because they do kind of a bit like this clubby vibe
Clubbing,
and like
EDM
ravey.
vibe,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But also like they can translate it into slightly different types of music because Vernon's song, I think they work on it together as well, didn't they?
No, they did.
They did, yeah. It's not that vibe necessarily, but it's still so good as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, for me, D8 and Skyfall, I love it.
Yeah. And I've noticed in like billboards and stuff. So in terms of solo, Joshua's Fortunate Change is doing really well because it gives kind of like a jazz vibe, and I think people who
Oh yeah,
enjoy
really,
jazz
yeah.
would really like Fortunate Change.
And I think we put like a story on our Instagram and we ask people, and there are people saying that they like Joshua Fortunate Change as well. It's been
I think that's like a fan's favorite. Personally, I also like the music and it's really nice, but I feel like I'm more into light-hearted songs. Either I go light-hearted or I go heavy.
Do you?
There's no in between.
Yeah. I
So-
like Joshua's song. I was thinking about it, and like you listen to lyrics like, wow, I wish someone wrote a song like that about me.
Oh.
It would be like-
Joshua, can you write a song?
Yeah,
Please.
Joshua, about our encounters, about our Coke Zero story.
Yeah.
How would it go? He would have say something nice about us.
Oh, I'm sure he will be like,
You have
oh,
to.
those two beautiful girls
Beautiful
from.
girl, they look so young and pretty. Wanted by me. This is gonna be our pitch. We can send him a demo.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. It's not gonna sound like
I'm sure he can
but
help
we
us
want no,
improve.
we wanted him to write a song about us, and we're just gonna give it to him. Why not? If Joshua sings it, I think it's gonna be good.
As long as he doesn't start singing Sunday morning, I'm fine.
I like Sunday. You can sing Sunday morning, Joshua.
No,
For
you
me.
can sing a song just for me. For me. For us, okay? For us.
Yeah, yeah. I don't mind. You can
But
sing for him.
what do you think about Mingyu's song? Him and his
Well,
drop?
it's like a very. We were shocked. I think reading the lyrics, weren't we?
Yeah. So it's giving very arrogant.
Arrogant, kind of narcissistic, but on the other hand, it like shows a lot of self confidence, and I think the way he was talking about it, it's also like being like
Being
in your
arrogant.
believing in your abilities and kind of knowing yourself, and no matter like how much criticism you're getting,
Yeah.
you just have to like
I think
go.
Mingyu's just a very happy goer type of person. Like he doesn't take anything to heart. Like whatever, good or bad, he just takes it in like a nice way. So that's like I need to learn how to do
I
that.
think yeah, it's a really good approach to life,
Yeah.
especially like as him if you're so exposed to everyone's opinions.
Yeah, definitely. Because whatever Mingyu does, he gets. I don't know if he gets criticized, but I know he's very public person. Like people would comment on him.
Yeah, I think it's like all 17. I like celebrities in general, so
Yeah,
it's good to have thick skin and
I need to grab some of his techniques and abilities in my life.
but just listen.
If I had face and muscles like that, of course I would be very arrogant and I
you
would
just
write
have
a
to
song about
listen.
myself.
Yeah, you just have to listen to his song and try to get that message really stick.
Yeah, becoming Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin. Yeah, but that was the album, and I think which was quite unique. I think for a K-pop group album,
Yeah.
it consisted of mainly solos.
Yeah, that's like very unique approach.
Very unique, and I think that's a great way to go to the main topic of our today's episode, which is going solo.
Yes, I'm going solo. La, 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 la.
Yes, it's not gonna be about Jenny's song specifically. Don't worry, guys. We're not gonna give you a karaoke performance.
Maybe do you guys want it?
Okay, I'm just gonna give you a karaoke performance if you want.
Please
But-
comment in the comment section. Like if you guys want us to do karaoke, we can do it.
Yeah, but I think I sent you the idea of this topic, and I think where it came from. Last week, I came across an article, and it was in the Korea Times, so I would assume it's quite a reliable source, and especially as it was written like in a Korean news outlet,
Yeah.
it kind of reflects the Korean industry and home market state. And the article was basically about solo acts dominating Korean music charts. And they were talking about this like Korean Music Association chart specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And in that chart, I think the article it was published now, but it was from a different like sister publication. So on there it came out barely. So it was like from April. But they basically mentioned that in that music chart, since the beginning of the year
Yeah.
until like end of March, early April, all of the top 5 spots of the chart weekly were just solo acts. There were no
not
bands,
like group.
no
band.
groups. The group, I think the highest was at one point. That was number 7, but all top 5 spots. It was just solo
Oh.
music. And it wasn't like there were no comebacks, because around the time, very popular groups, they had their comebacks. So Les Seraphim, they had a comeback, P1 Harmony, Boy Next Door. So there were new really big songs coming out, but still the solo music was dominating. And as the soloists, I think they mentioned Woods, they mentioned obviously Jenny, whose album came out. Also
Lisa.
GD was there. I don't think I'm not sure Lisa was on the chart. They just mentioned a few. There's also like some I don't remember the name, like CM10. Sorry, I don't wanna. It was
OCN.
something else. No, no, no. It was like some really old 15-year-old song, like theme song from some Japanese show or Japanese anime. And what was really interesting, many of the songs weren't actually like very new songs that just came out. This was the kind of songs that were on TikTok.
Mm.
And they just grew on TikTok so much, or like TikTok or social media, or just kind of came from the dead. Like, because that one song was like 15 years old. And
Oh,
I
so
think
it's
it was
just kind
because
of
of the
picked up,
TikTok it picked up, and also the Wood song. I think he had some performance in one of the Korean TV shows, and
and
he
then it
sang
grew.
like a song that was like 2 years old, and then grew so much it entered the charts again. So I think it also kind of shows that how the media, social media access changed the music scene.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like SNS is a big thing now. I feel like for everyone, even in like not just K-pop in general, like world music as well.
Yeah,
Like because of SNS, a lot of SNS. Okay,
SNS.
I'm becoming Korean. Korea sponsor us
Please do. We already learning all
in
the like
cool, cool stuff.
yeah, I don't know if it's a slang. It's not really slang, but
Yeah,
Korean words and ways of saying things. So I think we're gonna fit right in. We just need to learn Korean as well.
yeah. I mean, just look at us, sponsor us.
Please do. Please
But
do.
yeah,
We'll do our best.
coming back to the topic, I feel like a lot of old songs are coming back to the charts because of just like trends in general. And it's not just like trends as in like influencers and stuff, they do it. I think like artists as well do it, like
Yeah,
they do trends, and that's how like it starts growing, so which is like
true.
really nice. I mean,
It's very true, and I think it can literally an old song becoming a hit based because of social media. It can really change artists' like whole career.
definitely.
I think there are a few. I think Weekly, so it was a K-pop group. I think they disbanded since then, but like a few years ago, they had a moment like their song went back to charts. They started earning money all of a sudden, and I remember like since they actually made money, and it kind of
Mhm.
saved the group. I think they actually disbanded. I'm not really sure. I think they disbanded since then, but a few years back, like a song becoming viral on TikTok like made their whole career. It revived their career, and I think made them go on for a few more years. And there are also like other examples, like song for movies, and like just all of a sudden
Yeah,
becoming popular. So it definitely changed a lot. But interesting, like in K-pop, when we look at it, we have all those solo songs
yeah.
because I think K-pop initially, when you look at it, it is like based mainly on groups.
Groups, yes. Like when you think about K-pop, you think about groups in general, whether it can be boy or girl or both groups in general. But I think like it also like I've noticed a pattern. So whenever like men especially they go to military, once they come back, the group activities are sort of on hiatus,
Yeah,
and then it takes a long time, like maybe 3-4 years, and then the group comes back, they do like 1-2 songs or like a mini album, and then they go on these separate ways again. So I think we've
yeah.
seen that
It
with
is a very common
Big Bang
pattern.
and everyone,
Yeah, it's just
EXO.
like I think when you debut, I think it's really hard to make a debut as a soloist, because how K-pop is built, and I think it's so much like rooted into the K-pop culture itself.
Yeah,
So most people that then are successful even as soloists, they come from a group, and then when the group actually gets some fame, and especially I think when they're at the end of their first contract and they're able to kind of renegotiate,
yeah,
or some leave their companies and just go back to,
their
and they just have
countries.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly, some of them go to their countries when if they're not from Korea, or some of them even
some of them have scandals.
true. Yeah, that's very true, some have scandals, and then what happens, like they just focus more on their
Solo.
solo careers, and the album like the group activities, they still kind of always say they haven't disbanded, they're still a group, but this is becoming
But
like an extra. It's like a really big thing if they come back as a group.
yeah, it's just they are not as consistent like as they used to be in their younger years, which is
Yeah,
fine. Like we
I
cannot.
think it's just like the when you grow and
Yeah, you grow up, you want to explore like more things, and after a certain age, you know, like you can't keep on doing this forever
yeah,
because
it
people's
just
schedule changes, and some,
exactly.
and then there's like they get married, then there is family.
Yeah, and also, you just get older, and even especially now, I think as K-pop evolved, even everything like the choreography, the songs, the performance, it just like they're just upping up the game more and more. And
Yeah,
those young
it's
groups
hard
that
to
that
keep
are
up.
debuting now, like the choreographies they do, the performances are crazy. And even if you look at 17 or BTS or all the big groups that we listen to, they didn't do something like that when they were debuting. And it's just like showing how the industry is growing and
Yeah. So
evolving.
there's always like new and better. So
Yeah, so I think when you're doing something, even for a few years, being young on that such high, you just cannot keep up, just physically, mentally, and also when you're growing, you just kind of want to show more of yourself, and this is kind of one of the pros of going solo, having your solo projects, because when you're in a group,
think about like you're being managed by someone else because
yeah,
there's like a lot of opinions, so you need to have like a very
exactly,
neutral ground on where you have to stand by. In terms of solo, you can just do whatever you, not that you can do whatever you want, but then
you
you,
can,
there's more freedom to it
yeah.
as compared to like group. So
True. I think it's something many artists when they go solo, that's something they highlight the most.
they kind
Um,
of yearn for this because
yeah, because in the group,
some of their opinions might be overshadowed by someone
yeah, and
else, and
also
then
you just don't want anyone to feel like uncomfortable in a group, so you just it's just a compromise. Possibly every song, even if it's a song like you wrote, you wanna it's showing yourself, like you don't wanna. Sometimes it's so personal, you don't wanna give it to a group, and on the other hand, like some people might not. It's not their story, so they wouldn't want to perform as part of the group.
yeah.
So I think being going solo and having your solo songs and or just doing anything solo as an artist is give you more of that creative freedom and the way of expressing yourself. And many artists actually they do when they do these albums, they saying, oh, it's the first time I was able to be so real and so authentic in my
Yeah, they always
music.
say
They
this,
always say it, but probably it's true.
especially like in big groups such as like BTS or 17. They have like when you're performing in big groups, you have to think about each and every part of the choreo, and also like what their segment is while they are singing. They cannot sing like the full song.
Yeah, it's very structured.
Yeah, so they have like segments. Oh, I'm gonna sing this much of a part. Well, like ideally, a song is like 3 minutes and over, so they only got part which has like what 30-40 seconds each.
Yeah, true. And also because there are more people, it can in a way I don't want to say in a way that some people like comment about K-pop in general that it's just a product, but in a way those songs obviously they have a message because people who write it, like the group, especially if you're more advanced into a business, they have to agree and they often
Mm.
like contribute to write the songs. But because there's so many people often performing it, and you have to remember where your part is and like the choreo, and it can be a bit more manufactured
Yeah,
rather than your solo song when you do whatever you want.
yeah, definitely. And I was just thinking, so there's Jin said somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay, this is very controversial. I don't know if it's a true information. I might have read it, but he said like, he doesn't like
Dynamite.
Dynamite,
I've heard that, but
and he said none of the members liked it.
yeah, I think
I,
that's something. Um, I think it was something people actually assumed very much so that Dynamite. It was at the time. It just felt like the song they're putting out to kind of appeal to the US market,
yeah,
and everyone was criticizing that it doesn't feel as much as the actual BTS and all their other songs. And then they put Permission to Dance, which was even worse. And I don't think they liked it. It was I think it was very much so their company way trying to take over the Western market even more because they actually starting to they grew during the pandemic so
So
much,
much.
and I think they thought if they do that, they might actually become even bigger in the
Which
US.
which they did.
They did, but I think the thing is like the part I think they're targeting were radios, because in the US radio plays a really big thing and they didn't play them when they had their regular comebacks. But on the other hand, and people who didn't know about BTS, definitely more people found out and more people would listen to them.
Yeah.
But also I think their core fans, the authentic K-pop fans, they didn't feel it was right.
Yeah,
It
it
was
wasn't
definitely missing
very
something.
very authentic to themselves.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't authentic to BTS. The fans felt it.
so yeah, I'm sure there are, like, I was just wondering what would be the one song that 17 hates. Just thinking. It made me think.
I think one fact about 17 is that I think ZUZU was very much involved for production of most of it. So I don't. Do you think he? I don't know if they would let.
Say it out loud.
They would let like, or even like he would let them have a song that someone actually hates that much.
Yeah. But
But maybe they have. I think also as you
they all
grow.
have some opinions about each
Yeah,
song,
obviously.
yeah.
I think as you grow,
Like
it
some of
changes.
the younger songs they might find it now
Yeah,
very
exactly.
cringy. Like why they did it.
Yeah, but then
Especially I can see Varnang being very cringed.
do you, I think at the time probably it just felt right, and now they just grew up, and but then
Which is
it's
all right. Like
what
it's a
makes them
part of
them.
growing up.
Exactly. I think you should never be ashamed of your past unless
Or
it's something
afraid of
really.
being cringy.
I think, yeah, if you're cringy, I think some people say, "Oh, why did I wear?" When they look at their teenage outfits or something, why did I wear it? Because at the time you probably thought it was cool, and there were different times, right?
Yeah,
That's why I
different.
don't really like this. I always say like I wore it. I thought it was the dopest outfit ever, and then yeah, it's not cool now, but at the time probably it was.
It was.
At least for me, and that what
That was
matters.
a trend at that time.
Yeah, but but from outfits, we definitely need to do fashion episode as well.
Oh yeah.
We have
Let's do
some
like
opinions.
dress up episodes. Let's do a makeup beauty episode.
We'll do all of that. But going back to Seoul, what do you think are advantages, on the contrary, being in a group?
I think a being in a group is like, see, like I know like solo performances they can be scary because you only have like just yourself to rely on a stage.
Yes.
But in like group performances, like even if you did something, you messed up a line, other members are there, they can help you back up. They have like, I'm sure they might have learned the whole song. They can help you with like performance wise. They, if you forgot a step or dance, then they can help you rewind and remind it on stage.
Yeah. There's also always someone to cover up for you.
Yeah, and also a stage fear or camera fear, whatever you say. So it's
Yes.
just like once you're solo, everyone's gonna focus on you. But if you're in a group, okay, you know, like you're not just the only one who's people focusing on. There's like more with you. But I feel like that sort of media training or like stage fear is like they kind of grow out of it because once you start doing a lot of it.
Yes, definitely. And I feel like some people who there are some idols like they actually they confirm they're very shy. You know, Jungkook, like he was shy to talk to people, and I think if he wasn't in a group, he wouldn't made it that far. And as he grows and he's getting more exposed, and he had those people around him he could rely on more, he would talk more, and he could
Yeah,
kind of
get him
hide
out of
and
his shell. Yeah.
exactly and just focus more on his talent. And then he grew up and got more confidence with the success. But
Yeah.
I don't think like there are many people idols like that who probably wouldn't go that far if they were in a group. They didn't
Yeah,
have those people to rely on.
that's true. So like once you're in a group, you feel like a family. But also it can be very overbearing as well. Like if you're in a group, for example, you're stuck in a group where you feel like you're not doing as much as better job as
Yeah.
the other members, then you feel like you're kind of letting yourself down. So
Oh yeah.
So mentally I also understand like that feeling is not good. Like once you're in group you feel like you're just failing, you're not keeping up to standards, you know.
Truth is like a two-way sword. You have people you can rely on, but on the other hand, you don't want to let these people down.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I mean there's no right or wrong answer to it. That's what I feel. Like if I was being trained for like 10 years, 12 years being on stage and just like, and then I've done like some OSTs by myself, I'm sure I would have cooked the solo part up.
Yeah,
But then
sure.
if I had zero experience, I would want to be in a group.
Yeah, it's more reassuring to start.
Yeah.
So maybe that's also the reason how most people start. They start in a group and then they endeavor more into their solo careers, whether
Yeah.
just some acting, but either just do solo music
Yeah.
or any other projects. And while we love 17, it's quite a large group
It is
compared to
13
other K-pop.
members.
Do you think the size of a group anyhow affects like the ability or potential for solo success?
I can't be too sure about it, but I know like being in such a big group, you cannot sing your full potential out because you don't want to like overshadow someone else.
Yeah, true.
And I think that is the why they put out this solo album, because they want to, you know, use that abilities to sing themselves the best they could and just show us like, oh, they have like different varieties that we never knew could be hidden, we might have never noticed. So I think that was the whole purpose of this new album, Happy Birthday.
Yeah, I think it's true because there are so many people. In general, they get way less time than groups that are like 5 members or 4 members. So, and there's something there's an opinion I've read before that 17 is such a huge band. But when you look at them individually compared to some even Western celebrities or people who are in the smaller groups,
Mm-hmm.
individually, they're actually not that popular if you think about it. So and maybe it actually does translate in a way because you get a bit less exposure individually when you're in a big group.
Yeah.
I don't know if it like actually impacts your solo potential, but it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely less seen. So you might not get as many opportunities because people are not aware of you as much.
Yeah, sure.
And I
That's
think a very like good example of people who are just built as a band for solo success was Blackpink,
mm,
because when they obviously they debut under YG, so a huge company that had very successful groups already,
yeah.
but they were such an interesting creation
Yeah,
because
definitely.
compared to any other groups, they all got those huge brand deals so quickly into their
So
career. Like
quickly.
first, second year, they're already the biggest brand ambassadors,
Yeah.
and they well compared to K-pop groups in general, they didn't get that many group comeback songs, and I think they were literally like kind of malicious, not rumors, like, but people were saying kind of mockingly that they're just 4 brand ambassadors that sometimes collaborate on a project together, which is an album. But when we look at them now, they were just built for solo success
Yeah.
when they after leaving YG for the solo activities,
I think
they
yeah,
became some of the most successful soloists in K-pop.
definitely. I think Blackpink as a group as well, it was successful, but as solos they've done a better job.
Yeah, and it's been
I
only
would say
a
even
year.
better than BTS at this point. Might be controversial, but
Definitely, but I think they were also since the beginning.
and all of them, not just one member, they've done like so well. Like all four of them, they've reached like heights that we never knew they could reach. So
Yeah, and also like just globally,
yeah.
not even K-pop, because many artists from K-pop groups that go solo or do solo projects, and they just stay more in that K-pop realm and do more Korean promotions, and even when they do a Western show here and there, it's not as common. But Blackpink, they did already like first year, they Lisa and Jennie, they did
Then
Coachella,
Coachella. Yeah.
Like their albums charted so high on Western, like
Yeah.
American, but
Rosie
also
as
here in the
well.
UK, Rosie, Apathy, like one of the biggest hits.
One of the biggest, from kids to older people,
Everyone
everyone
loved
loved
it. Like
it.
even my dad, who doesn't like K-pop, he literally to this day sometimes like he would all of a sudden start Apathy, like everyone, people love it. So they're so successful in their solo careers. But I think the way Blackpink was built and the time when they were in a group, but how much like exposure individually they would get, and
Yeah.
like all even attending all those Western fashion shows, all those global events, it
It
definitely
kind
just
of
set them
helped
up,
boost their
yeah, for success.
popularity. Yeah. So I think Blackpink had one of the
And they're
best solos.
they're quite a small group as well, so maybe that does in a way affects your success. Because when we look at those bigger groups,
Yeah.
like 70, I don't think they've done that many actually like solo projects. But when we look at, I don't know, like that's like people often compare Blackpink to Twice.
Yeah.
Twice members, they did some solo songs, but it was just like, Korean
Popular in
music
Korea, yeah.
shows. I don't think people really heard of them solo
Yeah.
in the West, the US, wherever.
Pop, pop.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't like. I would ask my dad. He knows that, but he doesn't know Papa or
Oh.
any others. And but they still, I think, getting more success when they put out their group albums.
Yeah.
So it might be like the bigger the group, the harder it is to get the solo success.
True, very true.
And
But
we mentioned Blackpink Girl is like all of them so successful. What are any others soloists
I
that
think
are taking
GD
over?
is
The
everywhere.
legend, the king of K-pop
I think he's the best product
product. He's not a
of
product. He's the king. I don't think he's someone who can be produced in any way. I think he's why GD is a GD, and I think G only benefited from having him.
Oh, definitely. YG manifested so much.
He without GD, I don't think YG would be where this
And now that
ever.
he's doing his own tour, it's
But
a world tour.
it's been a while. Like people, we were waiting for GD album 7 years.
Yeah. It was a long, long time. But also because of the whole controversy thing. He might have got the album, he might have
Yeah.
done it, but he might have delayed because of the controversy.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So now that that's over, he put out
But
an album
true.
and I loved it.
Oh yeah, he's like the prime example, like the first person in K-pop that became that huge solo star coming from
Mm.
a group. And I even before I knew of K-pop,
You
I
knew
was
about
aware.
GD?
I knew of GD, and I was very much into fashion, and I went to study fashion, and I was like very much aware of what was going on in fashion world. And I had no idea what K-pop is. I didn't know any K-pop song probably, but I knew there's this guy GD who's like a huge fashionista, fashion
Like
icon,
he's a big
and
deal.
he was like a Chanel ambassador, and he was just so cool. And I remember there was this Vogue cover, like Vogue Korea, like their 20th anniversary, and GD was on that cover. I have this in my mind. There's like black and white, baby blue Vogue, and then there's GD like sitting. He has it's his back, and you can see his tattoo because he had the jacket, but it was like
You
the
can
other way
peek through his
around.
tattoo, yeah.
It was it was like the other way around, so it was kind of open at the back. It was one of the most beautiful pictures we can put here,
You can
and
put it
it's like
here.
one of the pictures like the most iconic for me personally. So I think it means a lot that he's so meaningful in the like global fashion scene.
Oh, he's a fashionista.
And it was definitely one of the soloists who became so successful and in a way probably paved the way for like Blackpink for sure, because
Oh
it was
yeah,
the same
definitely.
company.
I
And
think yeah, wasn't Jenny in one of the music videos for GD
oh yeah, it was like I think before they
before the
debuted.
debut?
Definitely he supported them a lot.
He's helped so many groups.
I think it's just because he was in the business since he was like 7 or so. So
He also helped write songs. So
yeah, I think he's
although he
very
wasn't very active, he was still writing songs
yeah, he's
behind the
very
scene.
supportive of younger idols, and he knows how much it takes from you, and he just wants to help them, which
Can
is
he help us? I want to be friends with him, like genuinely. On a
I think he's got such a unique personality, but also like you can see behind it all he's just a really good person, and he always like so true to himself, so humble.
yeah,
He literally is considered the king of K-pop,
he
the
is.
biggest K-pop
Bow
act
down.
ever, and
He's yeah. He's
he's
taken that
still got
place.
good manners. He's still very very thankful to his fans.
Oh, definitely. I've seen this video where he went on his concert. He hugged this disabled person who
Oh, he
came.
went into the crowd.
Yeah,
And imagine, like, because you see videos of him, like, he definitely has a bit of, like, social anxiety in a way. And
yeah.
he's not as comfortable around people, but he still, like, went beyond just to, for that one fan.
That just shows. If not, I feel like GTA should be compared with Michael Jackson.
But you know what, like, what people say, actually, the most successful people are actually the nicest ones. And like you can see it, he's like probably one of the most successful K-pop
Yeah.
artists, and you can see he's just a genuinely good person.
Yeah, he's a good person. And by the amount of his Instagram, him liking
Oh,
Instagram
that's so sweet
photos
as
or
well.
videos, like you can see how much he likes and appreciates fans and their
Exactly.
edits.
Yeah, and how much he's just thankful they support him so much.
Yeah,
Really glad he's back after 7 years, and
that's
now
a
the
long,
tour.
long
I
time.
do hope he comes to Europe and we can see him.
Yeah, if he comes, then surely you guys can see us
We
going
surely
crazy.
be at the concert. We're gonna dress in our power costumes and
Power, power.
have the most fun ever.
Yeah,
And obviously, we mentioned Blackpink.
manifesting barricades.
Yes, barricade for us. Yes, please. Oh, imagine seeing him that close. Woo.
I don't know how I would act. I would cry.
I think, yeah, we'd go crazy for sure. We
Yeah, speaking
mentioned
about Blackpink.
Blackpink, we mentioned GD,
Yeah,
but there's huge group which members also did solo, and they're definitely very successful. And obviously, we're talking about BTS.
yeah.
But do you think there's anyone that really stood out from BTS?
I think Jungkook he stood out the most from the
True, true,
BTS with
true.
his solo album. It was very
Golden.
westernized,
Yeah.
globalized.
Yeah, he got all Western producers, songwriters for all of the songs. So
Yeah,
it was very westernized. It was very successful as well. So it did work. He had great music videos, great performances. But I wish, just as a fan, and I was always like Jungkook bias, he was my absolute favorite.
same.
I wish he would put something more where he's more involved into the writing process itself,
Oh,
because obviously we all know he's our golden boy and he's so talented, but I think with the solo one is also always very nice. You can see that individual members input, and maybe I think he does listen to this kind of music, the western music and pop, and probably this is something he wanted to do. I think at this point of his career it's not
yeah.
like they can tell him what to do, but I wish, like, I remember the Calcomania being such a beautiful song, just a demo he wrote and put out, and
Yeah,
obviously if
true.
he wants to, I wish I could hear more songs like that. Oh yeah, Euphoria, beautiful as well. He's such a talented
Talented
man,
kid.
and they're back next month, so
I'm excited.
looking forward to more solo, and obviously BTS comeback as well.
Yeah, I bet they'll do like a very big V live.
Oh yes, and the fans will go crazy,
I
but
would go crazy.
everyone will go crazy. But I think when members go solo, they're very different. They can be very different reactions in fandoms.
Yeah,
They can be a lot of support, but there are also fandoms splitting up because of bands
yeah,
doing
just like
solo. Let us know if there are any solo comebacks you're excited about, or you'd like to see anyone in a group going solo.
yeah. Like, share, subscribe,
Yes.
follow us.
And we will see you in next week on Comeback Corner. See you
Yes.
guys.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.